Welcome, everybody, to another episode of What's a Scenario, a Patreon exclusive podcast. Cheers to Modell. Saglo, you have anything to cheers? I have
Modell.
No, I have nothing. I'm drinking water, baby.
Yeah, me too. I have a sweet little flask of agua. I just got a haircut. I'm feeling good about myself. This is, again, a Patreon exclusive podcast for now, where we take hypotheticals, some what ifs, some scenarios, and we bat them back and forth to each other. I feel like, all week I've been looking forward to this. Obviously, it's a fucking heavy atmosphere out in the real world. So this is kind of a nice safe haven where we can get away from that shit and strictly use our imaginations. Right, boys?
Yeah.
Like children. I'm one of your hosts, Mike Cannon. With me, as always.
Oh, wow.
All right. Wow.
Brendan Sagalow. I was letting you go.
Well,
Who?
you have to also throw it to me and Mike Feeney. That's
I
why
kind of did throw it
if-
to you. I was saying I was letting you go. And then the audience goes, who's he talking about? And then it goes to you, Mike Feeney.
I mean, got you
We'll
there.
figure it out.
His race.
Well, in classic ass fashion, we set out with an objective to ask our Patreon members 4 questions, 4 hypotheticals, so we could fulfill all the promises we put in each tier, which gives some of you preferential scenario questions. But we have forgotten this week, unfortunately. We put
here's
a
something I'd
last minute. Go ahead, Feeney.
I'd like to just say this. Don't worry about waiting for us to post about, do you guys have any questions? Because Wednesdays are always going to be an evergreen, fucking whatever question or scenario you want. Mondays are going to be topical, so those will be one thing. But if you have any questions at all, make it a post on Patreon. Comment it on any one of the things. We'll get to it. Don't wait until Wednesdays to be like, oh, they didn't post about it, because we will regularly forget, and we're
Right.
so.
And if this comes off as completely anti what we once said, which was don't worry, we'll post every single week asking you guys for questions on the episode. Don't just throw them under random posts. We're hypocrites. We need you now to, again, do what you were doing in the beginning, because we're fucking idiots.
Yeah, maybe we could just have we'll just start one thread, and it'll be like questions for the boys or scenarios for the boys, and then we'll just run that forever, and then we'll just like them as we get to each one, and that's how we'll know where we got to the last one.
That's a good thing. Yeah,
idea.
Can they make posts? Can each member of the Patreon actually make
I don't
a
know
post?
if they can make posts, but if we make one like evergreen top, like one like they
Yeah.
kind of pin it to the top of our wall, it'll just live there forever.
All right, cool. Well, for now, while we wait for some last minute submissions, if they do come in, again, we're going to film the blunts with the boys, so that might actually get some questions there as well, and that'll come out before this episode. But why don't we kick it old school and do our own little scenarios that Brendan, our sweet little cherub boy, has hunted down for us.
Okay. We also just got 2 scenarios. So we'll ask 2 of these, and then we'll go to those 2.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. We have some active people that are really on top of things.
Love them. First question. Would you rather know all of the languages in the world or know how to play all of the instruments? That's a fucking hard one, right?
It is a hard one. And when you said languages, I was like, what could he possibly say that would make me not pick languages? But all of the instruments in the world, I could be one of those immediately be one of those YouTube people who like creates their whole band by themselves, where he's just playing like do do do, and then it cuts to me on the drums like that, and then I come in with the guitar.
It's funny to know that's the extent of what you would do with all of the knowledge of how to play all the
every instrument.
Start a YouTube
content, baby. Okay.
Honestly, that's the first thing I would do too. I'd probably go TikTok, then YouTube. I'd go short and then extend the videos. But also, so the only reason to have either of these things is like access to women, right? Like if you could speak any language, obviously now your entire scope of being able to pick up chicks you are international immediately. However, just because you know how to speak every language doesn't mean you know how to speak well. So, I could, you could easily fumble over yourself, just disrupt real, say some fucked up cultural stuff to somebody because you know the language but don't understand how they live. It's almost
You're using the two instead of the ustedes.
Yeah, it's almost dangerous to be able to communicate because we just end up talking to somebody like we talk to each other, and then we get our hands lopped off because that's against the rules in their country.
What's going on with that eye, pal?
I think I had like fucking syphilis in my eye, and buddy, I was really trying to do this while continuing my sentence in hopes that neither of you noticed.
You were like this. So the thing about it, here's the other thing I will say. You can say, if you want to talk about for a woman like a game, here's the thing. If you speak every language, your only game is to the woman that speaks that specific language, right? Like if it's like an Asian woman. Now, if I know Chinese, I need to find another Chinese woman in order to do it. If I know all the music's universal, baby.
Music is the universal language.
Yeah, you can, if you go to like a peace treaty with like Kim Jong-un or like somebody from China or whatever, and you're like, well, I don't speak your language, but I do speak the guitar or something, and you just start playing this or the harp.
Now, Brendan, be honest. Did you say those two things back to back because you think Kim Jong-un is Chinese?
No, but I did forget
Kim Jong-un, or somebody from China
or another Chinese fella. No, but I forgot what instrument I was going to say. I wanted like the guitar that's like
the sitar.
Guitar.
Yeah, well, the sitar is Indian.
What is that one string guitar / stand-up bass that some of the frightening older Chinese men play on the subway platforms?
I think that's a bow and arrow.
Yeah, it really looks like a homeless Tim Burton instrument. Like it's the most frightening, ominous thing because it's one string and somehow they're getting all the horrible tones out of it.
I'm still laughing at homeless Tim Burton.
Should I get a scenario from the Patreon?
Sure.
All right, awesome. All right, nice. So, Sarah, I'll save Sarah's question because that's going to be an immediate. Actually, no, hers is
preferential
first.
treatment.
Yeah, she does actually. Okay, Sarah Hagen-Miller, who are your top 5 favorite or best rappers, dead or alive? Those are two completely separate questions.
Well, this is going to parlay right into the argument that I've been having for most of my fucking day.
That has been dragging me into.
Yeah.
I didn't even have this argument, and he's going, can you believe that this person said this? And
Who are you arguing with?
There was another comedian who put up a status about how Run the Jewels is only white people listen to Run the Jewels. No black people listen to Run the Jewels. And Run the Jewels is, quote, latte rap. And white people who with Apple stickers listen to Run the Jewels. And then he was like, all of their tracks are based off of they're all like, don't make me do homework, Dad. I'm not going to school anymore, Dad. And I'm like, if you've ever listened to one Run the Jewels song, every single, I'd say that they're the most cultural activist group since like Tribe.
It actually sounds like he's mad that he doesn't have a dad, and that's why he keeps.
So is this a rotund Hispanic man?
No, it's a skinny pale man.
Oh, so it's another white kid making this observation?
Yeah.
What a dildo.
And the worst part about this was Feeney was texting me going, oh, and he just said this, and he just said this. And I said to Feeney, I went, please stop sending me this. And he went, no, if I'm in it, you're in it.
because I knew he would get as mad as I would. And also,
thank you for not including me because I also would have gotten mad. But I'm grateful to have that off my shoulders for the day.
Yeah. Well, he sent me a screenshot of a story reply that one black girl said to him. And she said, I listened to one song of Run the Jewels that Killer Mike was featured on, and he was corny. And I said to Sagalo, I was like, that's like saying, oh, I listened to that one Outkast song that Andre 3000 was featured on. It's like, he's in the fucking group. He's featured on every song. And it's like, what are we doing? It was just,
somebody who doesn't even understand. That's kind of a funny thing, though, to say that it's somebody with Apple stickers and it's just white. Like,
and
it's a funny thing to say.
Yeah. I'll tell you why it's not. Because when that that exact joke was being made about Eminem, you turned to me and said, "That's such a hacky."
That's not the same joke. That wasn't the same joke. Saying apple stickers or whatever imagery you used before, I like that, and it was just at least original. What was said before was like a Mountain Dew, whatever the fuck, and that joke has already played out in Harold and Kumar, in so many other fucking like mediums that the guy was already repeating.
What makes
like
me
a famous
annoyed
joke.
is
Do you know what I'm
it's-
saying?
It's like
Yeah.
Killer Mike just did that 8-minute speech that everyone's been talking about, and it's like he's a prolific writer in terms of like what's going on in his new song. There's like lyrics about help, saying like I'm choking, I can't breathe, like all
Right.
these things where you're like, I understand if you want to be like this is like a mainstream, this is like like the Foo Fighters of a rap group or whatever the fuck, but you're like their beats are amazing, their lyrics are culturally both like in tune. They're not just like fuck bitches, get money. It's like they check off every box you'd want, but you don't like them because everybody likes them, so you got to be a contrarian.
Right. Yeah, of course.
everybody-
That's people's personality, though, at this point. Like, they don't even know what they like. They
And I
just
said
don't
to
like
him-
what others like.
And I said to him, and listen, I like this rapper, but I even said, I was like, yeah, some people like this like fat beats, fucking like homage, almost like this 90s like heyday of hip hop. Other people like to fucking listen to Anderson .Paak fucking whisper over a piano with a bass drum 6 miles away, and it's just all whatever you want. And he was like, I like Anderson .Paak. I'm like, of course you do,
Yeah,
and I like
yeah.
Anderson .Paak, but not like Run the Jewels. What are we fucking kidding? It's night and day.
Well, it's all subjective anyway. That's the big thing we should take away from this is it's all subjective. And
So let's get to the question. Top 5. So do you want to answer best rappers? Because that's a lyrical question.
yeah, but I don't even think I would know
Subjective.
that.
You wouldn't know
It-
who that
it
is?
is. Well, no, it's just like, well, first of all, it is subjective, and also it is there's probably people we don't even know. I know that's kind of like dodging the question, and it would be
Of
who's
course,
the
but
best
in
5
your
rappers
opinion,
that
out
you
of
know.
yeah, so out of your resources, who do you think lyrically are the best? I would say I would personally 3 off the top of my head. I would go Jadakiss, Eminem, Biggie immediately. I mean, do you put Jay-Z in? Do you put Ice Cube,
Well,
old stuff?
if it's you like here, it's if you like him. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
but it's your
Right.
it's your top 5 desert island rappers.
Yeah.
Lyrical. I mean, I like Kendrick. I would put Kendrick in there, which I just recently have started re-listening to Pimp a Butterfly, and man, that album is fucking great. I love.
I didn't like that album.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
thought when it
funk and
came
jazz and completely different than any other hip hop that I've heard.
I think it's interesting. I definitely think it's an interesting album that has great things. But then there were so many people when that came out that were like, this is his best work. And it's as if they never heard Mad City, which tells a fucking
Ugh,
story, has an
that
art. The
album
beats are
is-
better. The music's better. Everything's better, except it's not as experimental. And people are like, you don't get. That's when Alexa said to me, he was like, this isn't for you. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, I'm a person with ears. And
I mean, that's true. Again, people take it in based and they filter
He
it.
also made Mad City, so I
You
guess
guys are breaking up a little.
It's got to be for somebody.
Oh, he's gone.
I'm here.
I'm here too.
Oh, Mike's.
I don't know
Mike
why
Flagg?
my
yeah.
Oh,
yeah, my internet is saying it's unstable, but it shouldn't be. Hold on one second.
Mm,
Oh,
Hold on.
right. Or
No
are you
particular
going,
order.
like,
Eminem,
Yep.
Biggie.
Hold on. Restart because I'm recording anyway, so it doesn't just continue.
Okay.
Yeah, so now I'm on better internet. Sorry about that. So let's get back. Yeah, I mean, I think it's, people are just so fucking if not this, then that. Like it has to be one or the other. I can
Yes.
appreciate both of those albums for what they bring individually. I love the fact that he's a gifted guy that can do several different things. So it's like he did this crazy funk and jazz thing, and that album was socially conscious and also kind of had a weird arc to it, but was a bit more abstract. And I don't know, it just like I used to write to that album, and I've never written to hip hop. Like I can't, because I'm just always engrossed in like lyrics,
yeah,
or I
anything
just
with lyrics I can't
distracts.
write
Yeah.
to.
But
It's gotta
that
have no
album, for
lyrics.
whatever reason, like I could kind of vibe out to the production and just like that. I don't know. I
Totally.
just loved it. But I'm
Ooh,
trying to
I
think
just-
of fifth.
I just figured out mine, I believe. Brendan, finish yours though.
So Eminem, Biggie, I'm gonna throw a little wrench in here, but Lil Dicky, I think, has become one of my favorite rappers. I know
Okay.
that's a little silly, but he's lyrically
He's great.
amazing. The
Yeah.
the album that he put out is front to back amazing. The show he's putting out is amazing. Guy just needs to drop a fucking clothing line, and he will be a goat.
He's got to do another album.
I know. I think he said he was working on one, but he did just put out a show. So I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
If it were Eminem, he would put out a show and an album at the exact same time. Do you remember that? Eminem put out a movie and an album and a soundtrack all at the same.
And all of them were number one at once at the same time.
What was the Eminem show? Is that
the Eminem show? Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane.
And I mean, Lil Dicky seems like the only rapper of like this era that would be in my top 5. I mean, then there's like Tupac, which I really like, and then
wait, you got to pick 5 though. So you said Eminem, Biggie, Lil Dicky,
Tupac, and then probably Kanye.
Lyrically?
Does it have to be lyrically?
Is that what the question says?
I mean, at first it was your best, like top 5 best rappers, and then it's top 5
What's
favorite.
the question?
They were both. We did both.
Mike keeps changing it to lyrically for some fucking reason.
What?
You said lyrically. You were like, "How are we judging this? Are we going
because
lyrics?
dummy? Because the question I just said the question was posed 2 different ways, stupid. So I didn't know which one he was talking about. It was who do you think is the best 5 rappers, and then who are your favorite? That is
what does the question say?
Both, you fucking mongoloid. I asked you both. That's what I said. I said, wait, Kanye is your best rapper? That's why I wanted to clarify which list Brendan was referring to.
So he said, so they said lyrically in the question.
They said best, which means lyrically. Yeah, best rapper. Who is the most skilled proficiently at rapping? Yes.
I don't know if that's what I meant.
We're just going to see, the last thing we're going to see is Michael like this, and then it's the whole thing's going to go black. It's going to be a punch to the camera. And
yeah.
Blackout Tuesday episode.
No, that's my top 5 best in my head. Those are the top 5 that I like the best.
Okay.
I think if I'm going by the ones that influence me or that I've listened to the most, it's like Eminem, Dr. Dre, Tupac, DMX, and Busta Rhymes.
Wow.
But Dr. Dre's not even really a rapper. Like he
has 2 of the best. He has 2 of the best rap albums of all time.
Yeah, but he didn't write a single lyric.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
thanks
Neither
to
did
Eminem
Drake.
and Snoop Dogg.
Drake doesn't write anything either.
Drake does write stuff, but also, that I hold that against him as well.
I don't. Dre's
But if you're saying your favorite rappers, you're gonna pick a guy that doesn't write.
I'm gonna pick the guy who made The Chronic in 2001. Yes, I am.
Yeah, I think
I'll hold those 2
retarded.
albums up against any album.
No, the albums.
history.
Yeah, of course, but
That's
he's
a
not a
rapper.
rapper.
But it's under his name. It's under his name, Dr. Dre. If you went to go
Yeah.
listen to him, you'd have to go
Man.
type in Dr. Dre.
Who would have thought this question would be? We'd be on this question for
Feeney
more
is
than
like,
5
here's the
minutes.
thing, but Feeney is like having a little bit of extra stank cunt to it, and I don't understand what his problem
You're
is.
picking it. You're telling me I can't pick Dre.
I didn't say anything. I'm saying consider the fact that he doesn't even write.
Neither does Drake.
You didn't pick Drake. I would have said the same thing,
People pick Drake.
but I didn't. Nobody here did.
Are you about to?
No.
What are you
I
picking?
don't think anybody is. I thought about it for a second.
I know
But this is the
Drake
reason
and
why
Kanye. Drake and Kanye were fucking. Kanye would be probably number 6 if I had to get a 6th one in. It's just like there's a lot of music I really love by him, but then it just kind of gets watered
What
down.
about Run the Jewels? What about those guys?
Run the Jewels would be probably top 10. I mean, they have now they have 4 incredible albums.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody just sneezed so loud I thought something like got hurt.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Are we gonna? More Patreon questions.
All right. Troyer, you can't get intoxicated from any traditional substance, i.e. anything from weed, crack, or the psychedelics that are even mildly known, mescaline, DMT, etc. Things like nutmeg, spray paint, and other garbage drugs are the only things you can do. What's your new drug palette? What the fuck is What's nutmeg?
I don't know.
Nutmeg's a spice.
Can you
Is
get
that a
high from that?
I didn't think you could. but maybe it's like in the cinnamon family.
I am robo tripping. That's
What's
that
that?
would be my next thing. That's when you take a bunch of
Robitussin?
cough syrup and Robitussin and just fucking space out, dude.
Oh, nutmeg, also known as Myristica fragrans, is a common cooking spice known for its warm flavor and sweet taste. But hold on, what if the chemical response for the high caused by nutmeg is known as it's a compound found naturally? Who gives a shit? I don't know, but it doesn't say what it does, but I guess it makes you fucked up if you have too much of it.
Cool.
Yeah. I would probably, yeah, I mean, I guess Robitussin is kind of the only tolerable thing, right? Like, I don't think I would do crack. I don't, I don't know if I could bring myself to smoke crack. Oh, Adderall.
Do you have any crack?
Yeah. Can I have a dash? I'm just gonna have a little rock in the middle of the day.
But
I'll have
isn't
one
crack,
please?
isn't crack like a traditional drug that he's talking about non-traditional drugs?
Oh, right. So I guess,
Sure.
yeah, I guess you can't smoke crack either, unfortunately for us.
How? Let me ask you, how irreversible is the damage from like huffing gasoline?
Well, both I have two friends that in college used to like tell us like, oh, we were huffing paint the other night, and we like kind of thought they were kidding at first,
Yeah.
and then it turned out they were like huffing paint all the time together when they went to school together. And I mean, both of them work in pretty professional fields still.
And one of them's Jeremy Piven. I actually just thought not Robitussin. I'll give that to Canon. You can have the Robo Trip. This is what I would have over Robitussin. I would do the cartridges that you put into the whipped cream canister. You know that? Whippets, basically, yeah. And like where
I
you
thought
get, like,
about
the
that,
blue
but that
lips.
scared the shit out of me when I did it.
Dude,
That
it's
was
awesome.
like, that was bad. That was like the time. I remember that whole experience so clearly of the guy in the roommate from like a guy from across the hall who was just like a known drug guy just came over and was like offering us whippets with these fucking dust off cans. And I was like, I don't, and we watched him. He's like, I'll do it first. And then he did it. And just for like 40 seconds was like, hey, like drool, like coming out of his mouth. And he's like, and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
So you guys went, and I was like, and I looked at him and I said to him, I was like, what are the side effects of this? Or like, is it bad for us? And he said these words, he goes, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure the damage is permanent, but it's only like 40 seconds. So, and I was like, okay. And then
what you're doing is you're cutting off oxygen to your brain. That's what it's doing. So it's like, of course, at any time it could become permanent and you could just die.
You could just become a vegetable.
Yeah.
do you remember this was like way young, like probably like 10 or 12. I knew kids used to do that thing where they would take really deep breaths while their friends did like constrict
and you press
the chest.
their chest against the wall and you pass out.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to I told you about rising shotties, right?
No.
Me and my friends used to do these things called rising shotties where you both would start in catcher's position, right? And one person would turn the joint backwards. They'd have the ember in their mouth and they'd blow the shotty into your mouth as you both rose up and stood up. And once you got to a standing position, you held it in the entire time. So you're taking one big exhale as you're going up. You turn around and cross your arms, and then they crack your back. And you basically go unconscious for a few seconds. Dude, my friend Jimmy went like a full Frankenstein walk and then fell and hit his head on a planter. My friend, I fell down, like all these kids passed out and like got super weird. Tim's mom saw me and B-Tags do it in her backyard and thought we were hooking up.
Oh yeah, 'cause you're like,
she didn't know we were doing drugs. She just thought we were doing gay.
oh no.
I hated that until the back cracking part. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was well, and then you release it after. And I think some people like this might have been in some movie, but I think some people like even take a shot.
I was just gonna say no. It was was it in Beer Fest? It was in some college.
I think it was in
movie
Beer Fest
where you take a huge hit of a joint or something or a bong. We would take in college. You take a bong rip. Wait, no, maybe it was like you take a shot, a bong rip, and then you chug a beer, and then you exhale, or something like crazy like that, where afterwards you're like, blah, 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 blah. You're just so fucked up.
Dude, from the wild Thornberries.
This one time I was at we would go to this one frat, Teak, on Wednesdays, and they were just like the absolute white trash frat up in Geneseo. Their house was like half condemned. It was just so sketchy, beer pong all over the place, and they had this big 6-foot like clear bong, you know, those like neon clear bongs that you get down on Canal Street, but it was 6 fucking feet tall, right?
Yeah.
I remember one time, this is like, I didn't know this, but I got like really good at clearing the bong, as if that's like a skill you should develop.
It was a skill.
It was ridiculous. But apparently this one time I cleared the 6-foot bong and I started scatting while backwards slow motion folding into myself on the couch. So I was just like, and just going. My friends were like, we have never seen anything like that. That was a fucking Martian.
Oh my God.
There was that time in at Iona that Erica and I, we were having a house party, or we were at one of her like friend's apartment. We were drinking, and then everyone's like, come down to the floor below. We're all like smoking, and we went downstairs and we were smoking. It wasn't a 6-foot bong, but it was like one of those where like 2 people had to hold it. So maybe it was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet or something. And yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, you're building it and it's just the color of milk, and you're like, this is gonna be bad. And then and we were already drunk, and like, you know, I fucking took it. I maybe I didn't even clear it. Who the fuck knows? All I know is that I was on the fucking moon, and Erica had some too, and she's on the moon. And then at one point, I guess we were just heading back towards the other, like where we were staying, which was not half mile at most, you know. And we were going down the stairs to leave the fucking apartment building, and I just started like, I don't even remember the noise I was doing, but I was like, ha, like I was just doing that, and like Erica was like laughing but like running away from me. So then I just started doing it more, and we were like laughing, like she was like, come on, stop, but like it ended up carrying into the street where she ran all the way home as I'm chasing her in the middle of the night, be like, ha! Like that. Just 2 high kids on drugs chasing I'm just chasing her down like, ha! You know, one of our best memories.
So what drug would you do?
I think I said gasoline. I would try gasoline. I love the smell of gasoline. I'll try that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Or like paint like Charlie. You just like put it in the fucking bag.
Yeah, I don't really like the smell of paint though.
No, that would be awful. Oh God, that would make me so sick.
Yeah.
All right, so Troyer's got one more. Troyer Wallace Evans. You wake up to find all your social media accounts have over 10 million followers. You later find out that it's because you uploaded a video of you beating the shit out of Betty White in broad daylight. All of this was done while hammered, so you have no recollection of the fight or uploading it. How do you approach life from then on?
First off, I'm surprised that many people are anti-Betty White.
Yeah. What if they're just pro? I mean, they hate you, but they want to know your next move. It's like following OJ.
Yeah. I don't know from there. I mean, do you start? Would you guys start with an acknowledgement, or just go back into being like, Gay Werewolf Part 4, here it is?
I honestly think that's exactly what I would do. I'd be like, comics, Mohegan Sun, Uncasville, July 9th through 11th.
Betty will be there on my fucking knuckles. Her blood is still on my hands.
Yeah, maybe
I don't have knuckles. That was crazy.
Brendan's got real. He has pillow fists.
Oh, well, this one I think I have more.
Turn it this way.
No, I have fucking fat hands.
Whoa.
Now, what do you want from me? Yeah. My body's a shame.
What did you say?
My body is a shame. That is.
You want to know how
makes me sad.
I really don't have a pinky knuckle, because when I was playing basketball with my friend long ago, like 15, 16 years ago,
we figured.
And he like did an off the heezy thing to me, and I got so mad that I punched him, and he went like this, and I hit right here, and it just fucking sent my pinky knuckle like
your
into my
metacarpal.
hand. Yeah, so I just don't have.
I broke that one on this one, but my knuckle doesn't look like yours.
Well, you have a skinny hand.
This knuckle went down to my wrist.
Yeah.
It sucked, dude. I fucking punched the track freshman year of high school like a dumbass.
Dude, the divot between
the track.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Track.
No, it was because I had to run 8 400s, which is one time around the lap in under 60 seconds, all 8. And the last one I got like literally 60.4. And the Jamaican coach, who is now serving time for pedophilia, made me run another one. And I got so pissed, I fucking just punched the track, instantly realized I just broke my hand. And I asked the coach if he thought I broke it. He told me no, run. So then I ran, and I played a fucking summer league basketball game that night with it. I only played like 4 minutes because I got in and I tried to dribble, and I was like crying. It was in Yonkers.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, it was crazy.
What else we got?
Yeah, what's the scenario?
Okay. So that was Troyer. John Beatty. Thank you, everybody, for actually sending this in also and getting
Yeah, we
these
take back
questions in.
everything
That was
we
very
said.
Cool. Yeah, we're not that stupid. We did it, and you guys came through. So thank you. If you could Freaky Friday any person currently alive for one day, who would you be and what would you do?
Kylie Jenner, and I'd finger myself all day.
Oh, man.
It would be Kylie.
I think she's hot.
Yeah,
I
but
know
her
she's
nails are too long.
She's really hot.
Well, I'd be afraid that I'd have to get banged by Travis Scott.
You'd be afraid, please. You'd welcome that.
I probably would. I'd be like, well, it isn't my body, and I'd get to see what it's like.
Yeah, you might as well take the biggest ride.
Yeah. Does
You
he
know?
have a big cock?
I assume so.
Okay. Yeah, but I'd be her. She's got nice tits.
Yeah.
Nice tits. I just realized how she's got nice tits.
Oh,
Nice
all right.
ass.
That's a good one. Man, I didn't
Imagine, because there's got to be something wrong with her. You know what I mean? She's too beautiful and rich. That just like imagine she just doesn't have the ability to come, and like you just become her, and you just fucking dry finger yourself all day. And you're like, ow.
She only comes when her stock goes up.
Yeah.
So she's always coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd do LeBron James during like the playoffs. Like if I could be LeBron James during the finals or something like that, that would be fucking awesome. I mean, granted, then he'd have to explain why he had 9 points on 3 for 28 shooting. But he's like, I don't know. It's like a white guy took over my body for a day.
LeBron, why do you keep saying the name Kevin every time you?
Yeah. You know what I would do? Switch bodies for one day with anybody? I was initially going to say like a Yankees Derek Jeter moment, and then I just totally realized even better because I was like 50,000 people screaming your name. How great would that be? Which immediately was like, nope. James Hetfield, Metallica, 1991, live in Moscow, playing for fucking 500,000 people. Just that fucking.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That cut out of here.
Yeah, but you don't know how to play.
True.
Why?
Because you don't know how to play those songs. You
said you could switch bodies with any person.
But you'd Freaky Friday, so it would be you in their body. So you still have to,
Oh.
Wow, man. I'm thinking about what it would be like for me to try to get used to a 6'8", 275-pound body and play basketball. I'd be worse than when you first get in an avatar and you're like stumbling around.
Dude,
my cock is just knocking my teammates.
I would do, I'd switch bodies with Eminem during the Puff Puff Pass, the Up in Smoke tour with like Dre, Snoop Dogg, because I know all the words to those songs, so that's fucking.
Yeah, but
easy.
do you have Eminem is not good because he writes great lyrics. That's one of the many elements. The other thing is his lung capacity to be able to rap.
I got that, dude. After, I mean, probably not now, but when you sing those songs, I remember like singing those songs and breathing in at the exact parts that he's breathing in on.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
you
it
memorize
also-
that shit.
It actually doesn't even matter because Eminem is a notorious lip syncer, so you would be all right. You'd be able to be Eminem for a day and be
Not on
totally
that
okay
tour.
with it. He was in the anger management tour, which I went to and was very upset.
Oh, that
He was
sucks.
on
He was
drugs.
he was also probably pilled to the gills.
He came down in a Ferris wheel. That was awesome at
Yeah.
Jones Beach.
He was
Awesome.
also like shitting himself during the concert.
Yeah. And then Jay-Z came out. Jay-Z came out to that anger management tour to do Renegade with him, and Jay-Z wasn't on the bill and did nothing else. It's like, so Jay-Z went all the way out to Wantagh, Long Island to fucking do Renegade and then go back and fucking party. It was like,
but he
what a fucking-
probably has a place in the Hamptons and just helicoptered over.
Yeah, but the
But the
Hamptons is 2 hours away from that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying stuff. Yeah, why don't you both jump on me, you Long Island shitbags?
Yeah. You know, Rockland, Syracuse, round the block from one another. What's
Yeah,
the
I don't
big
give
deal?
a fuck. What do I know?
All right.
What's the scenario?
No more Patreon questions. So, Brandon, go back to the well.
What's the scenario? What do you think would happen if it was somehow proved that there was no God and every religion is pointless?
I think it would be a relief to a lot of people, man, because then you don't have to worry about, living this pious sort of ritualistic life about, is there somebody? I think it frees up a lot of the paranoia of what's going to happen to me when I die. If you know, like, hey, this is it, pal. This is absolutely it. Of course, you're going to get the 5% of the population who are going to fucking be like, well, then anything could happen, and then start causing chaos, but there's still law and order. So all those people will immediately go to jail, and then we'll just continue living life. And then at the end of our lives, we'll be like, I think it would encourage a lot more people to not make as safe of choices as they make in their lives.
I think that's for a specific group of people, but I think it would be mass hysteria and panic
Yeah.
because people are fucking idiots. A lot of lemmings would just run off cliffs. They'd loot, they'd rob, they'd think there was no moral reason to stay pure, to stay good. People would freak the fuck out. But I mean, I would hope that it would free people up, but I don't think it will. I think a lot of people would also relapse because they've given their life over to a higher power and all that stuff.
Sure.
A lot of people's lives rely on whatever, if you want to call it brainwashing or if you want to call it whatever, it's,
Faith?
they rely on faith to, see them through every single day.
That is fair.
Yeah. I think what would happen is both of your scenarios would happen, but then eventually the world would create a religion based on there being no religion. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just another
Well, this
thing. for
already
people to
exists.
And then
follow.
there would be sects of that where people
Yeah.
are like, well, I think there's
Yeah.
part of it.
Like the South Park episode.
It would
Yeah.
Like the
be,
South Park
yeah,
episode.
Yes.
with the
exactly.
with the gophers or whatever they were.
Yeah.
that's so
The
funny.
otters.
It would
otters.
just be
The otters.
We're going to crack them on our tummies.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. So we
what's
solved
the
world.
scenario?
If you had to describe each of your friends with you right now only through hand signals like sign language, how would you do it?
Okay,
So-
this is Mike. Ready?
Hand signals. Hand
Oh,
signals.
hand signals. That's Mike. Brendan's would be like fucking like
This is so bad for any audio, but that's so funny.
I was just gonna say Brendan is
Yeah, a tumbling bear.
with a trip at the end. Feeney is
I was gonna do
Ta-ta
that for
hand.
Feeney, too. Like,
Yeah.
like
he's Sebastian in fucking Cruel Intentions when he parks his car in front of that place.
That's one of my
He's like,
favorite
"Sir, you can't
scenes.
park there," and he's like,
he just
that
throws
is.
the
I want
key.
to snap his wrist. When he
Yeah,
does
but also there's not a person who saw that scene that didn't get equal parts pissed immediately because they're like, fuck, I wish I could do that. I wish I
Oh,
could
yeah.
have the expendable income to be like, tow the Jaguar. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Mike's would be for me. Mike's would be like this, like
Yeah, yeah.
angry claw.
white knuckles.
Oh, I'll do a new one for Brendan. Actually,
Yeah, there you go. Sneaky raccoon feeding himself.
Yeah.
This is so hurtful for all of
Dude,
us.
the other night we were
Feed
playing.
these.
Yeah.
licking his hands like a cat.
The other night we were playing video games and we're all like talking, and in the middle of nowhere, Brendan's like, "Man, once this is over, I'm gonna go get myself a block of cheese, and I'm gonna chew on that cheese." And I was like, "In what way are you serving it?" You're like, "No, I just got some cheese. And I'm gonna eat it." I'm like, "You're not gonna cut it?" You're like, "No, I'm just gonna
cheese. That's my late night snack. Cheese. I eat cheese.
a block." Just
I don't eat a block
nibbling.
of cheese. You guys are making that up. I eat little strips of cheese, American
Ugh,
cheese.
Yeah, right. I could
Ugh.
definitely see you just taking bites off of a block of cheese like it was a
Cold
fucking apple.
American cheese, the slices is such a weird
I eat it
thing
like
to
this.
enjoy.
You eat those
Yeah.
solo?
I mean, I put them on sandwiches, but at night sometimes if I only have that, I'll eat one.
Yeah. 1 or 4.
It's usually like 3, 2. It's like right in the middle of
And it's
that.
always 1 too many because I've done
Yeah.
that too. And you get one and you're like, man,
Yeah.
that was good. I fucking love that. Then you have another one and you're like, that was a little less good, but I bet the third one will be better. Then you
Yeah.
have the third and you're like, I hate this.
And it's all in here. It gets
Yeah.
like caked
Oh.
in your gums and
Oh,
underneath.
gross. Okay.
Dude, my friend Rob is I shouldn't have said his name, but who gives a shit. So before he tagged
his
me in
last
one
name,
of those he's tagged me in one of those stupid fucking like somebody challenged me to name your favorite album, top 10 albums on Facebook. So over the next 10 days I'm going to be doing that, and so I nominate Mike Cannon. I'm like, hey Rob, we're in the middle of a pandemic and a race war. How about let's not tag me in some fucking dumb fucking suburban Facebook challenge that I want no part in. So he didn't understand why I said that or what I meant and how I thought it was inappropriate. And then he was like, all right, fuck you, I'll challenge somebody else. So he challenged somebody else, and I liked it. Like, because I thought it was funny that he continued doing it, and then he challenged somebody else, and he just wrote this whole this like hateful paragraph saying, I don't know what the fuck your angle is.
What?
That's how his text just started out to me, and it's like, all right, dude, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, if you don't understand what's going on and how that would be a weird thing to do, but go ahead.
Is
love
this
it.
the guy that you're like always butting heads with?
I'm always butting heads with everyone. That's
You really
not
are
even
a
true.
ram.
It's really not true.
You're a mountain ram.
In my head, I am but outwardly, I'm rarely feuding with anyone.
Okay, I think we have time for one more,
Yeah, what's the
do it.
scenario?
and I think this is a very interesting one. If you were the captain of a pirate ship, what would you name your ship, and what would your title be? I don't know why it says what would your title be, because it would be
Captain.
But it would be Captain Hook. What would your Captain Redbeard?
Oh, yeah,
What?
okay.
So what's the
Yeah.
first part of it?
What's your ship's title?
Oh,
What would you name your ship, and what would you name yourself?
Oh man, that's such a good question.
Yeah.
Oh, I want it to be both badass and the funniest thing you've ever heard.
I know. It's so hard to do both.
And do you have to start it with SS?
No,
no,
because it's a pirate ship, not a.
Oh, right.
Yacht.
naval. Yeah.
What was Captain
Yacht.
Hook's? What was Captain Hook's ship?
I don't know.
That was
The-
called something though. Hold on. Hey Siri,
Mm.
what was Captain Hook's ship called?
I found this for pancake houses near Idaho. It's never.
Siri.
It took me to pirateshowcancun.com, so this might be
Telling you, it's
weird.
the
dude.
worst. My favorite part is when people that do that, especially with like Alexa and stuff, they'll be like, no. Like they say it like 3 or 4 times, and you're like,
Yeah.
you spent 30 minutes doing something that you could have found out in 4.
It's called the Jolly Roger.
That's right.
Oh,
That's a
right.
great ship
Fuck,
name.
dude.
God damn it, the Jolly Roger.
I like Captain Sparrow's Johnny Depp's name.
That's a good
What was
name.
that called?
Yeah, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, but what was the name of his ship? Oh, the Black
I mean, I would-
Pearl.
Captain Cannon. I'd kind of have to keep that, wouldn't I? because
yeah,
I'd
his
have
cannon.
cannons off the side of the
Yeah.
turrets, just Captain
Oh, yeah.
Cannon.
That would be why people were afraid of you, dude. They'd be like, "Don't get in with Pirate Captain Cannon.
He's
He'll
quick
fucking
on the trigger.
demolish your ship."
Yeah.
There'd be rumors about you. They'd be like,
He's
"There's
fucking
500
angry, dude.
Cannons on the ship."
And
they
the
demolish.
creases in his eyebrows are miles deep.
Yeah.
And they say the last thing you see before you die is his eyelashes.
Those beautiful long eyelashes. What would yours be,
That's what.
Brendan?
Oh, I don't know, man. I guess I'd be. I don't know. It's so hard because I mean it really is that you want it to be badass, but I want to make you guys laugh, and it's colliding.
How about this? Mine would be my name would be Captain Planet, and then my ship name would be no, not that Captain Planet. And then I get really mad anytime, like, because of the guy from the thing, and then I would fucking bomb him.
Yeah, and then you have to be like, fellas, everyone back on the no, not that Captain Planet ship.
Yeah.
They're like, sir, we should shorten that. And you're like, I won't ever.
Yeah.
That is a perfectly funny thing. I'd be Captain Sugar, I think. Captain Sugar and the lollipop ship.
Because he's sweet. Because he's sweet but dangerous.
The Sour Patch ship.
The Sour Patch ship? That's not bad.
Yeah. Where I'm sweet and you think I'm sweet, but then when we get off of a podcast, I'm really mean. And then you try to tell everybody he's actually a mean guy, and they're like, I don't see it.
Yeah, you've done an incredible job building this faux image of what you think of what people think you are, of like this like nice guy that everybody bullies on, and I'd fucking be in better shape if I just had the option, you know, like all these things. But
yeah, in actuality,
wait,
Brendan's the biggest scumbag out of all three of us.
Yeah, I
would love
agree.
for you to explain that, because in real life, I am a very nice guy. I'm very about positive energy. I give only positive energy to my friends.
That's not true.
You guys, but then
that is not true. Brendan's the first one to text a negative thought in the morning, and it sets the tone for my day. For my day, it sets the tone. I'm angry when I wake up because Brendan has already complained about something I also hate.
Yeah, I want to point it out. I don't disagree with his hatred, but I didn't need to see it.
No, well, yeah, I didn't need to see it. But hang on. Here, hold on, Brendan. I did need to see it. I do like seeing it. I like starting my day off angry. However, I don't like Brendan playing the innocent card when he is, in fact, a lightning rod of country.
Yes,
I don't know what that means, but Feeney,
you know
do
exactly what that means.
Yeah, you do.
I always say to Feeney, I'm like, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have told us this. Why are you telling me this now? Please keep me out of this conversation.
Now, why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? Because you agree fully, and it's making you equally as mad.
Yeah, Brendan thinks not giving an opinion because he is a good deed. Like he has the opinion, he has the feeling in his heart. He just doesn't express himself, and he thinks that makes him a good guy. Yeah,
I am a good guy.
You're okay.
I'm nothing but
we're
nice
all
to
good
you
guys.
Yeah, we're all okay.
Everyone loves us.
Give us jobs. Give us jobs.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening to yet another of What's the Scenario? Hypothetical Pod, Patreon exclusive, baby. Let's, Feeney, can you pull up the most recent Patreons that have joined our harem? Thank you, guys. And obviously, thank you guys for being a part of this. Continue to tell your friends. We are building this thing. It's a bit inappropriate to promote it this week, so we're taking a little break from that, which is why, you know, we're doing our best. Brendan, what are you doing?
Right,
I unhooked it. I unhooked the mic.
You might as well bang pots and pans for first responders. That was so loud.
I'm confused because I think that. You know what? I think we might have had some updates. So we got Hannah Robinson. Did we say Ernie? Did we say Ernie Pozos?
I don't think so. Ernie.
Thank you, Ernie.
Hannah Robinson, Ernie Pozos.
Elliot J, $10.
Hell yeah, Elliot.
Genderless icon. Nick Dent, $5 a month. Cool dude.
Nick Dent. Hell yeah. Those are like two things on cool metal.
A Nick and a Dent.
So it just says a new patron is Troyer, to the wood category. So maybe he upgraded from something
Yeah.
else.
Or maybe he went away for a little while and then came back, which I frankly don't understand.
That's true. And hey, one last goodbye to Patrick M. Graham. Deleted pledge.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much. Tell your friends. We'll see you
We love you.
later.
Here we go, yeah.